and I would check up on prisoners, feed prisoners, make sure everything's good, and then I'd go to my desk and start trading. So my biggest winning trade I've ever taken was a $35,000 day.
Do you care to share your screen with me and show me that strategy that's done that for you?
I only trade with buy limits and sell limits. That's something I've been doing for the last 2 years, and it's allowed me to become profitable because I'm an emotional trader. If I market execute, guys, I'm a mess. I cannot trade. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If I'm market executing, trading is not for me. But if I'm using limit orders, I'm an insane trader. After making that massive day, it hitting my bank account, seeing my bank account go up almost $35,000, it really changes you as a person. I had the intentions now where I can replicate these numbers on a monthly basis. I had the intentions where, hey, I made it. I'm a guru now, and that ultimately led to my destruction. Yeah, so I've done about just alone with all platforms I've traded with, I've done just about, I would say about $230,000 to $240,000 in payouts. It doesn't matter how much money you're trading with. If you're putting results out, I don't care if you're trading a $5 account or a $10,000 account. If you're putting results out on a monthly basis, it's just a game of capital for you. I could give you $1 million and you could put the same results, One thing I always recommend to all traders is, as bad as this is, it's honestly, it's good. You have to be...
Hello and welcome back to another Alpha Capital Group Traders interview where you're joined by me, William, here in the Alpha Capital Group headquarters here in Newcastle. I'm joined by a six-figure funded trader who's received 6 figures in total prop firm payouts. It's a very interesting one. So trader, who are you and where are you from?
My name is Matt Effects. I'm from Vancouver, BC, Canada. I've been in the trading game for about 3 years now, and I'm excited to do this podcast with you guys.
Amazing, mate. Well, we're super excited to have you. So tell me, you've just told me there you've been paid out 6 figures in prop firm payouts. Talk about that. Let's hear that.
Yeah, so I've done about just alone with all platforms I've traded with, I've done just about, I would say about $230,000 to $240,000 in payouts. Wow. It's been a wild 3 years for me. Lots of learning curves. Just getting the payouts alone doesn't mean I'm just winning back to back. Throughout these payouts, I'm learning new things. I'm taking big losses. I'm just going through random big events that has created me the trader I am today, which I'm blessed for.
No, wonderful. So you've been paid out over 6 figures, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So how much you actually funded overall with all prop firms?
To this day right now, I'm currently funded about, I would say about $300,000 or $400,000. Recently this year, around the last 2 months, I've made more of a transition towards trading live, but I'm going to continue to always trade prop firms because it's honestly silly not to, just because, as everyone knows, that just the risk there it's insane not to take an opportunity like that. 5-10 years ago, if you were a trader, it was all about your capital. Now we are able to leverage almost any amount of capital we want with no risk entailed towards us, just an initial deposit. And people need to take advantage of that always. It's something you should never turn down on.
No, definitely. The opportunity is there for everyone now. Anyone can step into a prop firm and give this a go. So, amazing. Let's talk about your experience with Alpha Capital then. How much have you actually received in payouts from Alpha?
With Alpha Capital Group, I think I have just about 13 to 15K around that range. I don't know exactly. I have about, I'd say I'm hitting about my 8th or 7th payout with you guys. I've taken a different curve with you guys. Back in the days, I used to go for bigger payouts, these home runs, big checks hitting my bank account. But I've realized that over time, if you guys want to survive in this game, if you want to survive with your funded account, you have to play the long game. So what I'd like to do is I like to cap myself around 2 to 3% biweekly payouts. And I just like to take my profits, guys. It's really important at the end of the day, you're a trader. You want to pay yourself. Going for these big home runs is amazing. Nice. You can make a $15,000 payout. It's going to feel amazing hitting your bank account, but you're not going to survive long term doing that. Your funded account may last 1-2 payouts. You're going to face issues with the prop firms from going over risking, going against rules. So guys, if you want to be in this game long term, trust me, for me being in this from 2-3 years, just set limits for yourself and focus. Just play the long game. Because as soon as you start stacking your funding, that's when the money comes in. That's when the big funding will come in from just even going for 1 to 2% per account.
I couldn't agree more. Consistency always wins. And I say this a lot for beginner traders. I used to go by a 1% rule when I was funded with firms and stuff. So what that rule was, make 1%, wait for your payout date, do that again on the next payout date, 2% a month. And you can scale that. Say you scale that to $1 million of funding. That's $20,000 a month. And you can play
exactly,
bro. You're super consistent. How much you actually funded with Alpha Capital Group then?
Alpha Capital Group right now, I have about 100K funding with you guys, and I have about 200K in challenges. I think one's phase two, and one I just started recently. And that's actually funny story. I just took a trade on that trade today on that account today. I'm up about 106 now, so almost pushed to phase two.
Brilliant. So you're very nearly max allocated with us. That's coming up, I
Yep.
assume.
Yep. That's the
Brilliant.
plan. That's the plan. Take advantage of that, the max allocation. You guys want to max allocate yourself with as many firms as possible. Spread your risk out. It's good to work with a lot of firms, but it's also good to remember that in this industry right now, in this current standpoint, there's not many trustworthy prop firms. So that's why for me as a trader, I like to max allocate with all the bigger firms, the firms I trust, that I have my trust in, especially Alpha Capital Group in particular. And you just feel safe having your funding with names you can trust. Yeah.
There was a point where anyone could start a prop firm,
Yeah.
and you saw these firms popping up left, right, and centre.
Yep.
And if you've noticed, obviously, the last few months, those firms have now been fizzled out.
Yes.
And the only ones standing are the ones who have their own tech, their own broker, like Alpha Capital Group, and we're standing strong and we're rising to the top. And I genuinely believe Alpha is going to take over the game along with Alpha Futures. Now, I know
Definitely.
you said you do like trading your live funds. Have you heard of Alpha Prime?
Currently, I actually no. Actually, I did see an Instagram post on Alpha Prime. That was really cool. This is the type of stuff I want to see from prop firms because that's when I know they're going to be in the game long term.
Yeah.
Alpha Futures, Alpha Capital, Alpha Prime, like these are all just telling you that we're in this game long term, guys. Like we're not going anywhere, and that
Yeah.
me as a trader. That makes me confident. That makes me happy. That makes me want to trade more with you guys. So I'm excited for that.
So for anyone watching who doesn't know what Alpha Prime is, Alpha Prime is a trading floor that Alpha Capital Group and Alpha Futures are opening up in the heart of London. Now, what does that mean? Anyone trading Alpha Futures or Alpha Capital Group may be selected to trade on a live trading floor, trading Alpha Capitals and Alpha Futures as fund. So if you want to get yourself on that trading floor, get yourself an account with Alpha Capital Group or Alpha Futures, display good, consistent trading, and you may be called upon to be on that floor.
Awesome.
It really is, and it is changing the game, definitely. And that is going to be one of many small opportunities
Yep.
Alpha Group brings. I mean, that's the first floor we're opening. There's already discussions about floors in other countries like New York
Wow.
and potentially even Dubai someday. So these are
That's
massive
amazing.
things that we're bringing to the space.
And just going back to what me and you were talking about earlier, like guys, if you want to be part of programs like these, like I'm not saying I'm going to be part of it, right? You have to be consistent. Like they're not looking for gamblers. They're not looking for people who are hitting
No,
15K days or 20K days. They're
no,
looking for consistent results monthly. That's when you deserve
absolutely
to be on
spot
a
on.
trading floor.
Spot on. The thing is, a lot of traders are going to believe if they are the highest paid trader with Alpha Capital Group, they've got a spot like that. It's not
Yeah.
the case.
No.
We're looking for traders like yourself who are
Yeah.
consistent, who are making correct decisions month in, month out, making small gains, but using correct risk management and trading sensibly. They're the traders that are going to be selected, you know? So even if you have a 5K account and you're generating 1 to 2% a month using correct risk management, you may be trading a multi-million pound portfolio on an
Yep.
alpha prime floor from having a 5K account if you can display correct trading.
Definitely. And that's like the game of it, guys. It doesn't matter how much money you're trading with. If you're putting results out, I don't care if you're trading a $5 account or a $10,000 account. If you're putting results out on a monthly basis, it's just a game of capital for you. I could give you $1 million and you could put the same results, It's just, that's what trading is, and that's why I love it. It's a game of scaling. It's all it is.
Everyone and myself are dying to see the strategy that has brought you 6 figures in payouts. Do you care to share your screen with me and show me that strategy that's done that for you?
Definitely. All right, guys, here we're on the charts. I'm going to show you guys a quick little rundown of how I trade and how it works. So you're going to see here, guys, this is the trade I actually took last night, actually, and I made $4,000 on my funded account. And very crazy entry, as you can see. We got like almost like a sniper entry, and that's how most of my entries are, is because I only trade with buy limits and sell limits. That's something I've been doing for the last 2 years, and it's allowed me to become profitable because I'm an emotional trader. If I market execute, guys, I'm a mess. I cannot trade. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If I'm market executing, trading is not for me. But if I'm using limit orders, I'm an insane trader. And as you can see here, guys, from this entry right here, and why I took this, guys, you can see we have a nice little 100 EMA, 200 EMA tap. We have an M1, M5, M15 on correlation. Another thing I really like to use is I like to use failed supply. or failed demand, or I think some people like to call it breaker blocks, but I keep it at failed supply, failed demand. And the way I do find my zones, guys, is I use the Fibonacci tool. And the Fibonacci is an amazing tool, guys. Everyone should be utilizing it. It's not really to exactly take entries off of, but use it as a compass to really strengthen your zones. So, for example, let's say you had a zone right here, right? And let's say you do a Fibonacci and you have a Fibonacci alignment with your zone. That's just an extra confluence to use. So if I was to mark the structural point, we're going to see that we have a Fibonacci 382 level in correlation with this area. Nice little area of supply right here. We had a 382 in correlation with my zone. So that allowed me to set a limit on this trade last night. And you could see I went to sleep around this time right here. So at this time, in my heart, I'm like, there's a very low chance of me getting tapped into this trade. It's a Thursday night. Markets are closing tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a nice little range. And look what happened, guys. I woke up, price tapped my zone straight to TP, and it's pulling back now. And that's the power of limit orders, guys. The amount of times you doubt your zone and you think it's not going to get tapped in and it does, like, it's insane. And a lot of my trades, a lot of my big winning days are from trades like these where I just don't think it's going to work and I just put a limit otherwise
Mm.
because if it does, I'm going to be in it. And bam. And that's my strategy in a nutshell. As best I could explain it without giving too much info.
Well, mate, it's working for you, and I find it really interesting that you're using limit orders. They are a very useful tool that people don't really think about their execution methods as much as they
Definitely.
maybe should. People think about how to get into the market as in looking at the charts. They don't actually think what is the best way I can help my emotional state when actually entering the position. You know, market
Definitely.
execution is great, but just like yourself, even I struggle with it sometimes. Limit orders,
Yep.
you can literally get everything set, completely forget about it, and then all of a sudden, oh, I was tapped in this trade and it's won. Didn't even realize I entered it.
Exactly. And that's the power of it. Like if you guys have emotional issues, if you're going through times where you're still break even, you're unprofitable. The thing is, the reason you're unprofitable, the reason you're break even is because you're not finding solutions to your problems. Right? If I can, when I was unprofitable, if I just kept doing the same thing every day, I'm not going to become profitable. I'm just going to keep doing the
No.
same thing. That's why people are adding, like, they're saying, "Oh, I've been unprofitable for 4 years." I'm like, why? Because you're doing the same thing for 4 years. As soon as
Mm.
I face issues with my trading, I find solutions for them. I'm emotional. I'm making mistakes. I'm FOMO. Okay, set limits. Boom, profitable. That's what you got to
Yeah.
do, guys. That's what it takes. You have to be a solution. You have to find solutions for everything. That's the only way to make this game work, guys. If you can't find solutions for your problems, you're not going to make it anywhere in trading. I'm sorry.
No, that's a really good point. You have to go and find the solution to the issues, otherwise you're just going to be making the same mistakes over and over. So, thank you for sharing your strategy there, mate. Really interesting to see the way you trade. What would you say your biggest trade is you've ever made?
That's a good question. So my biggest winning trade I've ever taken was a $35,000 day. This was
Wow.
about yeah. This was in 2023. I was trading a $300,000 funded no a $400,000 funded account, and it was the same similar setup. It was a GU trade, set a limit. Woke up in the morning. 30 I was like 28K profit made in the day, but I'm from Canada, so from US to Canada I make an extra like 7 8K.
Wow.
So yeah, so that was an insane day, guys, for me waking up seeing that money. But I'm gonna give you guys a little story, and I want to give you guys a little learning lesson here. After making that massive day, it hitting my bank account, seeing my bank account go up almost $35,000, it really changes you as a person. I had the intentions now where I can replicate these numbers on a monthly basis. I had the intentions where, hey, I made it. I'm a guru now, and that ultimately led to my destruction. And
Yeah.
the reason being is
Yeah,
I
you
had
see that a lot.
exactly too high expectations for myself. I thought I can replicate 30K months now. I'm out here now almost gambling to make those numbers because I thought as a trader, if I can't hit my 30K days again, I'm going back in time, which is not the case, guys. As a trader, you have to just be humble. You have to accept profits for what they are. Just making any dollar amount on the market is a blessing. Remember, if you're consistently making profits in the market, you're top 1% of the world. The sum of the money does not matter. So what I'm telling you guys is when you do have these large days, do not let it get to your head. Just take it as another normal day and move on. If I make 30K one day and then I make 5K the next day, it's still blessed. It's still amazing. And that's how every trade should be treated, guys. Do not let these numbers get to you because it will lead to your destruction. And for me as a trader, it led to 4 or 5 months of me learning how to almost get my trading back to the game. And I was unprofitable for almost 3, 4 months, just chasing profits, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing and how do I get back to what I was doing before.
The thing is with the markets, you can't be confident in the market. You can't. Just like you can't be fearful. There's a fine line, and that is emotionless. You've got to be emotionless. You can't be
Yep.
confident. You can't be fearful. It's got to be in the middle. You can't be confident. It will destroy you, and the markets will humble you very quick.
Yep. Yep.
So, how did you actually find your edge within the market then?
Question. So, as any trader does, we all find ourselves in that loop of finding courses, buying courses, learning courses. And I was in that same boat. I was buying courses. But one thing I learned is I took a new little loop to it. From all the courses I purchased, I took one thing I really liked from each course that really connected to me as a person.
Mm.
And I ended up designing my own strategy. So,
Okay.
from all these courses I learned, I took one thing I liked, one confluence or one entry model. I built this overall and ultimate strategy that fits my personality. And the reason I did that, guys, is you have to understand that you can't just go buy someone's course and expect it to just work. My course works for me. It's because it fits me as a person. That's why my course works. That's why I'm profitable, because this strategy speaks to me. You have to go and search for that one strategy that fits you and talks to you, talks to your psychology, talks to you as a person, and then you'll become profitable. So for me, that took me designing my own strategy. Like I said, finding the errors, finding what I didn't like, and finding solutions for them. And I was able to design the strategy that's made me the trader I am today. So if you're a trader and you're going through that same boat right now where you're not profitable, you don't know what's going on, it's because you haven't found what connects to you as a person. Trading is more than just clicking buttons, guys. There's a deep, deep psychological factor to this, and there's a lot of things that drive this. We can talk about this for hours, but like the way you were brought up as a child, the experiences you face, the traumas you face, it's all going to affect you as a trader on the charts. And that's why I can never be like, hey, bro, learn my strategy and you'll be profitable like me. No way. You have to go into that pace yourself and figure it out. A quote I really like, and I think you will like too, is I could teach you how to trade, but I can't teach you how to be a trader.
No, 100%. I've heard that so many
Yeah,
times. You can put 100 traders in a room,
yeah,
and not one of them will trade the same. It's very personal, and it's about finding the strategy that works for you. Now,
definitely.
there isn't a single strategy out there that is on a bit of paper what you can just read and do it, like you say. You've got to find the strategy and then refine it to your needs and the way you are as a person, definitely.
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit about life before trading and what's your story?
Yeah, this so before trading I was actually in the works of becoming a police officer here in Canada.
Okay.
I had a call away. I was, going through high school. My goal was police officer, police officer. I worked at a jail. And a funny story is when I used to work in that jail, guys, that's where I started learning how to trade. I would work graveyard shifts in jail and I would check up on prisoners, feed prisoners, make sure everything's good. And then I would go to my desk and start trading, London session, learning how to trade. And, that was my escape from that lifestyle. I realized that, hey, do I really want to deal with this for the rest of my life? Do I really want to be stuck in this lifestyle? And sitting behind a desk and making, let's say, 4 or 5K demo, and then just your salary was like half of that. It just really wakes you up. It really got me out and woke me up to what is possible with the right dedication. And I was literally got a phone call from RCMP to move on in the process and to ultimately become a police officer. And I declined that offer, and it was the best decision I ever made, and I do not regret it to this day.
Well, massive well done to you, mate, because that must have been quite scary at the time to say no to that
Definitely.
phone call.
For sure, I worked my life towards that phone call, and ultimately saying no to my career and risking it all to make it happen was definitely a very, very sketchy portion of my life.
Well, no risk, no reward, mate. That's how it goes in
Exactly.
everything.
Funny story, I have that line tatted on my arm. No risk,
Oh,
no
really?
reward. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
So when you turned that phone call down, what did your friends and family and people around you say?
Honestly, bro, my whole life I've been one of those guys that I do not care what other people think. I do not care.
Mm.
Obviously, no disrespect to my parents. I love my parents. I always take their advice. I always listen to what they say. But what I understand is this is my life. I'm going to go through this life by myself. My decisions will dictate my future. I do not need anyone else telling me how to dictate my future because they have no involvement in my future. So when I make my decisions, I know it's all 100% me. I don't let anyone else
Mm.
influence my decisions. And that's where it led me to today. Right, guys? Like, I'm going to tell you guys, my whole trading career, I had everybody telling me not to do this. This is gambling. This is not sustainable. And trust me, I agree in a portion. full-time trading, guys, is not something you want to leap into right away. It will
No.
eat you alive. It will.
And you will fail straight
You
away.
will
If you go
definitely.
all in without any job or anything like
Yep.
that, you will fail. It just
There's
doesn't
so
work.
so many times where I took the leap for full time trading and I was profitable and it made me unprofitable. It's too much pressure. You need to make sure you
Mhm.
have some sort of income coming in. You need to make sure you have some sort of a large sum of money in your bank account to sustain you for years at time. Not even just 1 year, years. That will bring you comfortability and it'll allow you to trade, not trade to make money. And that's where people get it wrong. You're not trading to make money, guys. That's the goal, but you're trading to trade. You're trading to trade what you see on the markets, not to make money. Because
Mhm.
when you trade to make money, you're going to get destroyed. I promise you. So that's my
You
main thing to
see it every
everyone.
day. You
Do
see it
not make
every
the
day.
leap to full time trading until you're comfortable financially, because you will get destroyed. Even if you're a crazy trader, once you make that leap, you're going to not be that crazy trader anymore.
So, for anyone who is starting out trading and their family, their friends, and everyone around them is saying, "Stop, don't do it," what would your advice be to them?
To be honest, my advice to that person will be like I told myself, it doesn't matter what people say. If this is something you're passionate about, if this is something that speaks to you, take the leap of faith, burn all the bridges, give this your
Yeah.
100%, and watch what will happen, right? You got to prove
Mhm.
everyone wrong. In life, it's good to have that mindset of proving people wrong because it will fuel you. It's motivation. Like the day where my dad always used to tell me trading is not sustainable, trading is not profitable. And the day I showed him that 30K day, the feeling I got inside me was just amazing. And it was not just to prove him wrong. It was more to show him like your son can do it. Like your son can do what he says he can do. And that's what you guys need to do. You guys need to be a man of your word. If you say, if you tell your family, if you tell people you're going to make this happen, you're not going to listen to them. You got to make sure that you make that happen because the moment you
Stick to your
fail,
word,
the
definitely.
moment you give up, you will be a loser for the rest of your life. And no one wants to do that, right? You have to be a man of your
And
word.
you'll also be thinking, "What if? What if I didn't quit?"
Exactly. And what if is a scary question to ask yourself. What if will always haunt you? So make sure that that moment never comes. Trading is crazy. You could be unprofitable for 3 years straight, and your fourth year, second month, you can make all the money in the world that will sum up for all those years of missing out on, right? So it's just a game of who will stay in the longest, who will survive the longest, and who will not give up. And that's how you'll survive in this game.
Are you actually a full time trade now, or are you still doing it part time?
So I'm a full time trader. I've been doing it full time since 2023, but there's a big but to this. I'm also using my trading profits opening businesses that I work on during the day. One thing I really, really realized is that one big thing that really caused me to be unprofitable and to get lost is having too much free time. I know as
I
a
was just
trader,
about to say
yeah,
the same
I
thing.
know as a trader, we always chase, we're going to be free time, financial freedom, do what you want when you want. But guys, you can't do that until you have a large amount of money. You can't live that lifestyle. And until you
No.
can get to that lifestyle, you need to stay busy because being bored, having too much free time ultimately kills you because all you do is you think, wake up, eat, and think about trading. And thinking about trading throughout the day is the worst thing. They say get obsessed with what you want, but trading you do not want to get obsessed with with
No.
trading. It will kill you.
Yeah.
You need to stay busy, whether it's find a job, get a hobby, join a soccer team, do martial arts. Just stay busy during the day. And when it's time to trade, that's the only time I want you guys thinking about trading. And if you could do that, then you can full time trade. Other than that, guys, stay busy. Like right now, I'm opening a security company. I am running my educational platform for trading. I'm doing multiple things to keep me busy throughout the day. So when it's 11 o'clock at night, pre London, I zone into trading only and give it all. I don't have to think about trading to the day. I could give a shit what the market is doing during Asia. I don't give a crap about any of that. All I know is when it's 11 o'clock at night until London open, that's my trading window. And that's when I worry about trading. Other than that, I'm not a trader anymore.
I don't think people understand how much money you need to be able to have to live that lifestyle you was talking about. Now, a lot of people will get their first payout, whether it be $1,000, whether it be $10,000 or more. That is not you set. You are not free. You are not able to do what you may think you see on social media, Lamborghinis going out, holidays. It's not the case. You have to then reinvest in yourself until eventually you've got passive income. Then you
Yep.
have free time
Yep.
because you don't need to work.
Yep.
Absolutely, could you're really spot on it, mate, with everything you've stated
Appreciate it,
so
bro.
far, and I can see why you've been so successful in trading because all your points are absolutely spot on. So tell
Appreciate that,
me,
bro.
I know you started trading when you was in the prison. Okay. But what actually got you into trading specifically?
So that's a good one actually. And during COVID, so when COVID first hit, all the lockdowns happened. I used to work another job back then. I used to work at a car dealership,
Okay.
and one of actually that car dealership I got laid off because I was a new person to that sales department. And
Mhm.
during COVID, they were releasing everybody because there was no work. No cars were selling, so I got laid off. I was collecting EI payments, which was Canadian. It's like employment insurance. They pay you until you find a
Mhm.
job. And during that time, I was like, hey, I'm getting paid by the government. Why not go learn a cool skill? So my cousin actually introduced me to trading. He had a signal group, and he's like, "Hey, join my group. Put some money into it. Take my signals." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Why not?" So I put like every month I go $2,000. I put $1,000 in that signal group into my trading account. Sorry, and I'll just take his signals. We would lose, we would win, we would lose. At the end, I didn't really profit. I still lost, but it showed me what is possible. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It showed me what I can do. And after that, it lit a spark. And after that day, that spark never went off. That spark stayed alive. And till this day, that spark's still going. And nothing in this world can stop me from trading. And one thing I really, really like about trading is I don't care how long you've been in the game. I don't care how good of a trader you are. There's always more to learn and there's always more to adapt to. The market's algorithm is always changing. The market conditions are always changing. Your strategy is always revolving. There's no set all in this game. It's a learning lesson. That's all it is.
I feel like with signal groups, it's how a lot of people start.
Yep.
And I feel like it's a hit or miss thing with it, isn't it? It's you either join a signal group, lose your money, never touch trading again, or you go in a signal group, lose your money because there's, in my opinion, there's no profitable signal groups out there.
No.
You join the signal group, you lose your money, and then you realize, hang on, if I've lost this money this quick, how fast can I make money? And then you fall in love with the game, and that's
Yes.
what
Yes.
happens. You
Yep.
see that a lot. That is a lot of people's starting path to trading.
Yep.
They realize, hang on, I know I've lost money here, but there is money to be made when doing this correctly. So it's definitely a two-way path with signals, and I feel like that is most case scenario there.
That's the one benefit. Like signal, you should never take signals, but if it sparks that drive, that's the only benefit you'll get from it.
Definitely, 100%. Don't do signals; they don't work.
Don't do it.
What are some of the biggest struggles you face along your way in trading journey?
So biggest struggles I faced was adapting to just making large sums of money. I know that's a benefit, but guys, trust me, with trading, it's a crazy thing because we can obviously generate any sum of money we want, all based off our lot size. And you as a person, you need to be mentally ready to see numbers like that, or like I said, it will lead to your destruction, like what happened to me when I made that 35K month. 35K day, sorry. You have to just make sure, like, financially, mentally, you were ready to handle large sums of money.
Hmm.
Another big thing that really messed me up was just adapting to just the daily struggles of trading. One week you win, one week you have an amazing week, next week you have a shit week, and you completely forget about all the good weeks you've had. And it
Mm.
just get into this mindset where you feel like you're losing everything, your life's coming apart, everybody's against you. And I feel that till now. There's weeks where I make 10, 15K, and then there's weeks where I just lose and I'm lost and I just feel ultimately the worst I've ever been. I don't want to gym. I just want to stay in my room. And that's the thing about this game, guys. It will eat you alive. It doesn't matter
Hmm.
how good you are of a trader. It doesn't matter how much money you've made. At the end of the day, this game will always eat you. And it's your job that when it does eat you, you got to stay strong. You got to keep your mindset up. You got to keep moving. You can't stop. You have to think highly of yourself. And one thing I always recommend to all traders is, as bad as this is, it's honestly, see, it's good. You have to be really cocky in trading. You have to be cocky. You have to be, you have to be, just feel like you're the top G. You're Andrew Tate in the markets. Because the moment you drop that mindset, you will be eaten alive. If you can think highly upon yourself, you'll push yourself through bad days. You'll push yourself through loss streaks. Another thing you can bring this back to is taking data in your trades. Journal, guys. I've been journaling for 2, 3 years. I have 3 years of data to go through always. So when I do go through these loss streaks, when I do go through these bad times, I just quickly open my journal. Oh, 2 weeks ago I had a 3 trade winning streak. Oh, last month I'm up 6, 7%. That stuff helps you through these bad times. And if anyone doesn't journal and you are not profitable, that could be one major reason why you're unprofitable.
No, it's a massive factor, and people don't realise how big it is. Because for
Yeah,
me, example, me when I started, it was a case of I get my journal out, and I think, how is writing this down going to make me profitable? And it does help because you see the progress, and when times get low and times get tough, you don't beat yourself up because you just have a quick flick and you think, now this is within the cycle. This is about right. This losing streak I'm facing, it's been a while since I've had something like this, and we are going to turn a corner here, and it does help you keep in that frame of mind and keep the mind flowing well when it comes to
definitely.
the process and stuff. How has your overall experience been with Alpha Capital Group UK?
Honestly, bro, Alpha Capital Group has been amazing. I've been training with you guys for I think a year or two now. Uh, don't hold me against that. I don't know exactly the dates, but it feels like that. It's been amazing. Always paid out on time. The dashboard's amazing. The whole system, all the new initiatives you guys are offering, amazing. Like I said, I know in my heart you guys are going to be in this game long term, and I wouldn't want to see myself trading with any other firm right now. And I trust my funds, I trust my time, I trust all that with you guys, which is a great thing. Another thing I also really respect about you guys is a lot of people hate on the strict rules, but all those traders are gamblers. They're unprofitable traders. Of course, you're going to hate the rules. Anyone who's a consistent trader, anyone who's in this game long term, they realize that these rules are all set up for the longevity of the prop. The rules are
Yes.
all straightforward. They make sense. I have no issues with the rules. I support the rules. And that's the mindset you got to have if you want to be successful in the prop game, guys. You can't hate on these rules. The only reason you're hating on it is because it doesn't justify your gambling. These rules are straightforward, and if anything, it makes me more happy to trade with you guys because I know you guys are putting rules out that will help you guys stay in the game longer and help traders
Exactly.
like me that are consistent, that are profitable, stay in the game longer.
If you're a genuine trader and you're playing the game properly, these rules won't ever affect you. It's the traders who are undereducated and are taking stupid risks, stupid trades that get burnt by these rules. These rules have to come in because, one, we get better traders for opportunities like Alpha Prime. We need these rules in place to ensure our selection of traders is going to be able to trade this fund and see actual traders from Alpha Capital and Alpha Futures on this floor. We need those rules in place because we want traders who we know can have the capability to do trading on this floor.
Definitely.
Why did you actually choose Alpha Capital Group?
So during the time where TFT fell, my forex funds fell. I was max allocated funded with those big props, and getting all that funding taken away was a big hit in my face. I worked my ass off to get max allocation with all these prop firms, and just both prop firms going down left and right really took a big toll on me. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go straight to live. I can't trust props anymore. If this could happen to two of the biggest props in the game, all these props are gonna go down. So I was lost at that point. And then I had a friend, I forgot who it was, but he was trading with Alpha and he got to his payout, no problem. And I'm like, hey, live accounts weren't going so well at the time. I was like, maybe it's time to get back into the prop space. I come back, I purchased a live account with you guys, start trading with you guys. The experience was amazing. The support was amazing. Then I started seeing these rules you guys are putting in, started seeing how quickly you guys were growing and how good the overall company was being ran. It was as if I was trading with an actual bank. That's how I would like
Yeah,
to put it. Like the
and
infrastructure.
that's what we try and give out.
Yep, yep. The company is infrastructured. Like how the website is, how the support team is, how the whole business is laid out. You guys are like give me similar vibes as if I'm trading with a bank. Just amazing. I just feel safe with you guys, right? So
Yeah.
definitely that was one of the main reasons why I did switch to Alpha. And like I said, till this day, I do not regret it, and I'm happy to remain a trader with you guys, hopefully for the long term.
Well, we are more than happy to keep you here, mate, and keep going how you're going. And I'm sure we'll see you down on that trading floor in London working for Alpha Prime. Absolutely.
I'd be blessed. I'd be blessed.
So, how have you found the Alpha Capital Group community so far?
The community is great. We have a lot of big names in the community. Another guy I really look up to and support is Words of Wisdom. I did a couple shows with him and had a great time working with him. So just having him as a face in this community is another amazing thing. A lot of good traders. I see the Discord group. A lot of good trade ideas being sent out. People
Yeah.
working together, talking. So amazing community, guys. Great.
Amazing. Thank you for that. We really strive ourselves in our community, definitely. So, what is one thing you would like to see Alpha add to the platform to enhance your experience?
One thing I would like Alpha to add Honestly, that's a difficult question to ask because honestly, I can't
Perfect.
think of anything. You guys have fulfilled my
Amazing.
needs as a trader. I'm happy.
Great. That's what we like to hear. And you will not be surprised to hear I've asked that question on every one of these interviews, and the majority of the time it's the same answer.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
must be doing something absolutely
definitely.
right. So, where do you see yourself in 12 months' time? What are your goals?
My goals 12 months from now would be to continue to max allocate myself with you guys, get some max allocation for two other prop firms, continue to build my live account and grow as a trader because that's everyone's ultimate goal. And my plan this year is hopefully, if all goes well, is to purchase my first entry level supercar, which is a goal I've been working towards for a long, long time now. And if God has that plan for me, it will happen. If not, I will eventually achieve that goal. One thing I'd like to add here, guys, is goals are very important in this game. Always set goals for yourself. I like to do is 6 month goals, 1 year goal. Sorry, not 1 year goal, 2 year goal, and then 5 year goal, and just have a whole list. And I want you guys to look at that list every night, every morning, and just wake up to it, sleep to it, and just live off that list.
Manifestation is something I believe in massively. The reason I'm
Yes.
sat in this chair is due to what I manifested years ago.
Yep. Yeah, I
So
agree,
yeah,
brother.
absolutely spot on, mate. So
Yeah.
what supercar are we looking for?
Right now, I'm looking towards an R8.
Wow,
If things go very very well for me, I would be towards a 600 LT. That's a car I've always wanted to own.
beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
all good.
So Matt, thank you so much for joining me today. You've been an absolute pleasure to have on here. And I know for a fact you have given so much value to anyone watching this video today, and many beginner traders are going to be watching this. So what is 3 tips you would give to a beginner's trader starting out today?
Starting now, guys. Number one, my biggest tip would be fix your mindset. Your mindset is everything in trading. Have a really strong mindset, whether you're winning, whether you're losing, whether you're break even. Just always think highly of yourself. Tip number two, guys, please journal if you're not journaling. Journaling is so important, and journaling will pave the road for success for you. And tip number three, guys, do not give up. Trading is, at the end of the day, a game of who is going to continue when times are rough. If you keep going, if you don't give up, you're bound to be successful. And this correlates to any business in life. Whether I don't care what it is, if you don't stop, you will succeed.
Absolutely, mate. So, folks, there you have it. That's Matt's 3 top tips. And what an amazing interview we've had today. 6 figures in payouts. He's absolutely killing the game. And I know for a fact he's going to come over to the UK and give me a spin in his R8. I can't wait for that. And I'm sure we'll see you on the Alpha Prime floor in the future, Matt. So, thanks for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you for having me. Couldn't be in a better place.